And welcome, it's Dan. Hope you're well today. So, in this podcast show, I want to talk about the 5 things that every business needs in place before you even think about spending any money on ads. This is Facebook ads, Google ads, even content to some extent. Before you even think about any of that, because you could be doing a whole lot of work, spending a huge amount of money and not getting any return whatsoever because you've missed out these 5 things. So, let me go through them one by one to see if we can help you with your paid ad campaigns, with your content campaigns, and so on. So, number one, obviously, and like it's obvious to me, but it's probably not obvious to everybody else, you have to have an offer that's worth advertising. Most people go, this is us, this is what we do, take it or leave it. And even though somebody might want what you actually sell, they're going to leave it because you've not made an offer, because they can get what you sell from anybody. What makes you so special? What makes you stand out? And usually there's nothing other than you're there in front of them right at that point. Well, so what? So you got to have an offer. You got to have something that's actually worth talking about. And if you've not got something worth talking about, you're just another one in a line of 100 different competitors that they've maybe seen that day. Or they're going on Google, they're going on AI, and they're doing a whole bunch of research. And then they end up on Facebook, and then your advert shows up, and you're number 20th that they've looked at. You're just an extra one in that other 20 people. What makes you stand out? Why should somebody use you? What is the offer that's really going to make them want to come and use you? And most of the time, most businesses haven't got one. You're just number 20 in the line of another 19 businesses that these people, your clients, have done all the research for. There is no reason why somebody would use your business over somebody else. Well, we're better, we're faster, we're cheaper, we're better quality, we answer the phones faster. Everybody says that. That's not unique. Well, we give better advice. Everybody gives the best advice. Like, what is your differentiator? And if you've not got a differentiator, i.e. an offer, then you're really going to struggle with your advertising. You're going to struggle with Facebook ads. We see this time and time again, people refusing to give a unique offer, thinking, well, we're advertising. That should be enough. And whilst, yes, I agree, that should be enough, it isn't. We don't make the rules. We don't write the rules. We just know what the rules are, and we have to live by them, sadly. Number 2, then, you've got to have a landing page built for just one thing. What is this thing that you want them to do? And we always say, what's the next easy step? What do we want the customer to do next? Now, people go, well, I just want them to buy this £10,000 product. Yes, I get that. But that's not the next easy step, is it? What is the next easy step? So, for example, in my business, this is digital ads, run content, email marketing campaigns, the whole 9 yards. And so in my business, for example, we have one single landing page. So we might put an advert out for Facebook ads, which we do. And then we bring them to a landing page, which is for, guess what? Facebook ads. Now, we've seen so many other businesses actually run an advert, put people back to the homepage. And I'm not saying that homepages don't work, because they can do. Or we've seen it where they've sent them to a landing page and they've got every single thing that business does, just in case that client wants it. And think about this for a second. If someone's clicked through because they want Facebook ads, and our advert says we do Facebook ads, and they end up on a landing page that says Facebook ads and Google ads and content and email marketing and website design and hosting, then the chances are it's not a match. However, if they see an advert for Facebook ads and they land on a landing page, which is for, guess what? Facebook ads, now they're going to do it. So you've got to be really careful on what are the landing pages that you're actually putting out there. The landing page should be just built for one single thing, and that single thing that they should do is just the most simplest thing. So in my business, they land on a landing page. The next obvious step and the next simple step is for them to book a call. Now, it could be that they could have put in name, email, and phone number. That's much easier for that end user to do than actually having to book a Calendly form where they choose a time, they choose a date, they have to fill in a form. What do you want to talk about? What's your website address? The reason why we put that in there is to qualify, because if not, we get too many leads, and we also get a really low quality of leads. People don't even remember filling it in. We want to give people a little bit of pain so that when they fill in the form, they actually remember why they filled the form in the first place. Otherwise, they're really low quality leads. Now, to begin with, when we run a campaign, we actually don't want that. We just want to prove that the adverts work, that we're going to get a conversion on the adverts. And if we get someone filling in, the form 100 times, awesome. After that, because obviously we don't want clients having to sift through 100 leads that 99 are going to be rubbish. After that, at that point, we might put in qualifying questions, but not right at the start. We want to actually confirm that that advert that we think is going to work actually does work. When we've got that, then we can start qualifying using landing page or maybe in the ad copy and so on. Next one then, conversion mechanism. So what is this thing that we want that to convert? Like we've seen people and they go, just, we've seen it where people send them to a contact us page and they've got a form. Contact us page is a dreadful landing page to send people to. It doesn't even refer to the thing that was seen in the advert. It's just a standard contact form. Or even worse, an email. Just click this email address and email us. That's not going to work. And even worse than that is an email address that you can't even click. You have to copy and paste it into your Gmail or whatever, and then you have to send an email. Like that's never going to happen, by the way. So the conversion mechanism, so it can be a web form. A web form works very well, but it has to be a web form about the thing that you're advertising. It can be a booking calendar. We do that. It can be a quiz. We do that. It could even be a quotation tool. We've got a client that does like car washes and that kind of thing for mobile valeting. And they have a quotation tool, which is an amazing piece of kit, by the way. Really good, a good conversion mechanism if you can do that. But you have to have something. And most businesses, if they go to a landing page and it says call us, no one's calling you. Like, we have this idea that when you run ads, oh my gosh, these people, when they fill in that form, they're going to be so desperate to buy whatever it is that we sell. No, it doesn't work like that. They don't even remember filling in the form. It just seemed like a good idea at the time, which, by the way, leads me on to number 4, which is a follow-up mechanism, because those people that have filled in forms, who've now forgotten they filled in a form, if you don't get back to them very, very quickly, ideally WhatsApp is great because you can send a quick text, a phone call, awesome, an email confirmation if they've booked like a Calendly booking form, which is what we do, brilliant. Or maybe they've landed on the quiz and now they're filling in the quiz. Brilliant. But you have to have some form of follow-up mechanism. And also, the longer you leave that to actually reply to these customers or these potential customers, the deader the customer becomes. Like, they filled in the form and then, I don't know, they've turned on Netflix or the dinner's ready or they've forgotten you even existed. You've got to get back to them as soon as possible. And that follow-up mechanism ideally could be automated. So like, for example, now when someone comes through to us, they go through and they get emailed to the client. They also get sent a WhatsApp and we can set that up. A bit of a pain to set up, but we do that for clients because we want them to follow up extremely quickly. That's the thing that's going to make the difference. Finally, on this, tracking. You've got to know what the tracking is. And one of the first steps to tracking is having a pixel, a Facebook ads pixel installed on your website. Got to have a thank you page so that when somebody lands on the thank you page, we know that that's a conversion. So when we're looking at Facebook ad campaigns and it says you've had 28,000 impressions, you've had 200 clicks, and you've had 14 results, we know that at the, 28,000 impressions, you had 200 people landed on the web page and 14 people have actually filled in the form. That then gives us a percentage and it allows us to know at what point of these campaigns running. If there's no impressions, the campaign is the problem. If there's impressions and click-throughs, but no conversions, the landing page is the problem. We might change the landing page to a web form or whatever. We'll have a look at the landing page. We'll make a decision on that. We might change the landing page. If you've got out of 28,000 impressions, 200 people landed on the landing page and 100 people filled it in, the chances are that the landing page is not doing its job because it's too easy. There's no qualifying questions. And those 100 people that filled in the form will likely be dreadful leads. You get 1 or 2, but you have to now phone all 100 to find those 1 or 2. And so we actually want to go back and start adding some qualifying questions onto that web form and so on. And so understanding what those numbers are, this is why you should be using an agency, by the way, because if you've not got an offer, and if your landing page is all over the place, and if you've not got a conversion mechanism, and you've not got a follow-up mechanism, and you're not tracking, you don't know what your numbers are, how do you know anything? That's like asking Usain Bolt to practice for his Olympics and just run faster. Yeah, but how fast am I running, coach? Don't worry about that. Just run as fast as you can, and that'll do it. We all know that's not going to work. He needs to know his numbers. How many calories of protein? How mmany grams of calories? Can't say how many grams of protein, how many grams of fat, how many grams of carbs, How many calories is he eating on every single day? How much weight did he lift yesterday compared to today? What are his 100-meter lap times? Not that you're running a lap, but what's his 100-meter times compared with last week, last month, last year, 4 years ago, 10 years ago? All this is tracking and the numbers behind it. And it's good enough for Olympic athletes. It's definitely good enough for us, and it should be good enough for you as well. These are all the things that you've got to put in place. And then just finally, an honorable mention goes out to the capacity to handle leads. If you've not got a person, it might be you. If you've not got a person that can reply to these leads in a timely manner, you are the bottleneck here on this ad campaign. You've got to get someone and hire them so that every time a lead comes through, they actually phone them up and qualify them for you. If you're a plumber and you're out doing plumbing stuff and you can't phone a lead until the evening and you've had 4 leads that morning, you've already lost them. They've already found a plumber that can answer the phone and that can actually book an appointment to come and see it. And so you've got to have a person in place in order to do that. All right. I do hope you find that useful. Let me know if you have any questions.